at the electric vehicle sector. And if you move them to electricity, to even without the renewable energy component, they are less polluting because the power station is more efficient than the internal combustion engine in your vehicle.
I do agree with you with that. We are trying our best to go to cleaner energy so we can also help in having a greener planet. So Dinazio, let's talk about the CARICOM events.
Yes, in terms of regional events, there are a few. They're mostly hybrid and some are virtual. One of the major events that they're planning to have is a conference, and the topic of the conference is Our Future is Electric, which is the theme, of course, of CARICOM Energy Month. And that is going to be part of SKELEC initiative, which is the Caribbean Center for Renewable Energy and Energy Efficiency. And they're currently undergoing a major project. It's called the Energy Sector Reform Project, which is going to be like a 2 to 4 year project within the region. So they're going to be partnering with CARICOM to host an event. It's going to be a one-day event, a hybrid event, and it is going to be targeting energy stakeholders, and it's going to explore two targeted areas, which is transport and the transport sector and energy access. And I think they're going to focus on two of the member states, which is Jamaica for transport and Belize for energy access. That is the first activity that they're planning to have. There's going to be a regional kilo walk, which is something that they try to do all the time. So it is a walkathon essentially, but it's held simultaneously in all the territories. So all the member states are going to have a kilo walk roughly on the same day, which is November 19th. I'm going to touch on that later on when we get into our local activities. But that is something that is meant to raise awareness of energy efficiency, particularly energy efficiency within the region. So each island is going to host their own kilo walk. But like I said, I'm going to touch on that later on. I see two interesting events on their calendar. There's a short film competition. So the theme for that is, of course, our future is electric, but transition. So their focus is going to be on the transition from fossil fuel and natural gas to electric. So what that entails is they want 1 to 2 minute films produced on mobile devices. So it doesn't have to be professionally done, but they want short films from mobile devices, and the proposed deadline is November 15th. And of course there's going to be prizes, and you're competing against the region, so we would want St. Kitts to come out very strong in that competition. St. Kitts Nevis to come out very strong. There's also a photography competition, which is practically the same, except that it's going to be pictures under the same theme of Our Future is Electric. The deadline for that one is November 18th. And I see they have a personality award, which is highlighting the contribution of men and women within the sector in both nationally, regionally, and internationally. And the categories that I see here are public sector, private sector, and youth. So that, I think they're asking for nominees for that award, and there's going to be a judging, of course, for the award ceremony. I see they have a media campaign and a webinar series that they're planning to have as well. So I think that is it for the regional activities.
So CARICOM have a whole host of activities.
Yes, they have a whole host of activities, yes.
And that's so nice that it's open to all the regions involved for the CARICOM Energy Month. So if we have any local photographers, any local videographers who are interested, feel free to reach out to the energy unit if they have any questions or any queries. They'll be sure to assist you, because we love to hear that St. Kitts is apart and St. Kitts win, and behold that lovely trophy to St. Kitts. Seeing that CARICOM is trying to have more events that are catering to the younger people per se.
That's correct, yeah.
So as you mentioned, for the local activities, so we know in St. Kitts, we love to have activities where we can go out, possibly get publicity from it, if we can enter our children into it, to start to gear them into the career path that they want. Can you highlight for me those activities?
Sure, no problem. First of all, we're starting with church service, because everything starts with church. So we're going to have a church service. We're going to join with the Old World Resilient Holiness on October 30th at 10 o'clock. So public is invited. It's not restricted to just the energy sector. The minister is going to give his address on the 31st of October. That's a Monday. We are going to have a jingle competition. Now, we thought that this year would be a good year to get people, bring out the creative talents of our people.
See, that is so close to Sugar Mass. Trying to get that creativity out.
That's right, that's correct. So we want an energy jingle. So something not necessarily revolving around the theme, but revolving around energy in itself. And it has to be a 1 minute video, or 1 minute jingle rather. And it will have to be submitted. The guidelines are on our Facebook page, the ministry's Facebook page. That's the Ministry of Public Infrastructure Ital. The guidelines are on the ministry's page, and the deadline for that competition is October 28th. So if you could come up with a jingle as soon as possible, that'll be in your best interest. There's also a cash prize of $700. So you can't really lose. It doesn't have to be professionally done either. We just want the actual, I guess, the musical arrangements and the lyrics and everything sent in, and then afterwards we can work on something maybe professional. The winner probably could get something professional from them. So it's just to get the jingle out, enter the competition, win the competition, and it's going to take part in 2 stages. So there's going to be a judging stage, and there's going to be an online competition. So from the 11th we're going to have all the top 4 jingles on social media for the public to judge. So you can decide on which one you think is your favorite, and of course the winner of the judging and the social media will be the overall winner of the competition. We also have a workshop slated for early November on low carbon emissions, and that's going to be hosted by the Taiwanese Technical Mission. They have a project with us right now, an ongoing project with us right now, so they're going to host a workshop on low carbon emissions in early November. We are hoping to have an activity with, Dr. Brown said, with the schools, and I won't get into too much detail about that, but it's going to be like a week-long activity. And it's supposed to be like competitive. It's a competition we want to have with the school. So, but I won't get into too many details with that. We are going to have, of course, the diabetes killer walk, where we're gonna join with the Diabetic Association to have our killer walk. So it's gonna be at the Cenotaph from 5:30 a.m. We're gonna walk to ECCB and back, and that will serve 2 purposes. We're going to, of course, we're collaborating with the Diabetic Association, which is something that's a good initiative, and it also serves an hour kilowatt. So it brings awareness on both energy and energy efficiency, and still health. So
Dinasio, you'll be leading that walk?
Of course. Can't promise I'll come in first, but I'll try my best. And we're also going to have an energy fair. We normally have an energy fair. Last year it was a virtual fair. This year we're going back to the public. We're going to be a face-to-face energy fair in the Independence Square, and we're going to try to have a bulb drive as well at the energy fair. We're going to collaborate with the same Diabetic Association at the energy fair, and we're going to have different stakeholders, and not just energy stakeholders, but different ministries will be involved as well in the energy fair. So I highly suggest the public comes out to that event. We're going to have a soca size. Of course, we talked about health, so not just energy, but health as well. So we're going to have an energetic healthy activity, and that's going to be held in SKELEC's parking lot on Central Street. We would like to have a family feud as well, a family feud style activity with different government departments. That's going to be in late November, but more details on that will come sooner. And we're going to be on Totally for Kids at the end of the month. Of course, we did that last year. We love to do that. That's a very popular activity of ours. So we're gonna, for the children, we're gonna come to you at the end of the month. And finally, we're gonna have a website launch. Now, the website launch is something that is necessary. It's a timely initiative that we are pushing right now, so that the public can have access to what goes on in the energy unit, like we discussed earlier in the show. So that will be the climax of our energy month activities, the website launch.
Thank you very much. That's As I do love the activities because it's centered to all age groups, and it's still not only about electricity or energy per se, it's also about giving back to the community. And you have some for kids, some for middle age, and still some for the older ones, the elderly ones. And then you're still joining with different partners to try and get out your message to persons. You mentioned about a website, so we know that seeing that the energy unit is a unit that deals with renewable, it deals with having cleaner energy and those different things, persons may not know that certain questions they ask to different government entities are actually directed to you guys. So can you tell us some content and a bit more about the website launch?
Well, the website, first of all, is going to have information on the energy unit. So we're going to tell you the structure of the energy unit point blank on the website. We're going to have a lot of publications, so the policies that revolve around energy, the acts that revolve around energy, news articles that center around energy, and documents, the general documents, so maybe like tariffs and tariff incentives, and eventually we're looking to push an RE tariff, a renewable energy tariff. That will also be, all the procedures and everything will be on the website, so it's easy access to information from the website. And we also have an outline of all of our projects. So all of that will be on the website for public consumption.
So Mr. Brown, as the director, you have any more details to add about the website launch? I know you may have some more in-depth details.
Well, at first, as I said, it would be more for information. But we're hoping that later, not hoping, definitely later, we will make it more interactive. For example, we spoke about the renewable energy tariff. Persons would have to apply for the tariff and to put on the roof, solar on the rooftop. And we're hoping that the whole application process can be done online. And any other initiative that we see that we could move to online, we do that, and persons could stay in their home or wherever and do it instead of having to come into the unit to do it.
Well, that's nice. You're also having a website, so rather than persons having to come in person, they can just find information. Maybe it's going to be there, maybe a frequently asked question, they'll find out the answer, and then if it needs, then they can come to you guys and ask the possible follow-up questions. At this time, we'll see if we have any callers at this time, GQ.
I just want to let the public know that the lines are open, and we have our first caller.
Morning, caller.
Hello, good morning.
Morning.
Morning, GQ.
Hey, good morning, man.
Yeah, and good morning, Mr. Brown.
Good morning.
Okay, this program is supposed to name PowerTalk, but I think you all need to put more emphasis and impression. Let us know, the listeners know how dangerous it is to be around electricity. Power. Because too many people have a lot of problems with electric wire all over the house and all kind of thing, and they need to know how to deal with it. I appreciate you all talking about your program, but we want to hear what people should do, what people should shun from, and what they should not do. Please talk with emphasis in your voice. Let people know how scary it is to go around electricity. Thank you very much.
Thank you for your suggestion, caller, and do have a wonderful day. Do you have any more callers? Morning, caller.
Hello, can I speak to GQ?
Go ahead, Sonny Boy, you're live.
Hey GQ, man, I'm calling you, I'm looking at you. I want to ask the guy for SKELEC, when they're going to get the new generator that don't have them new all the blackouts?
Alright, I'll let him answer now.
Okay.
You were trying to find out when we're having the new generators. We currently received the caterpillars, those are new caterpillars to the plant. We received 2 of them, I think was last month. We have all the necessary information on the arrival and everything and the exact date on our social media page. So please check our social media page, follow our social media page so you can keep update to all our SKELEC activities. No more callers at this time? Okay, So as we wrap up, we like to know what are the future endeavors for the energy unit, because energy is always evolving. There's always new ways to have clean energy. So what are the future endeavors for this unit?
Well, one of the things we are looking at is a renewable energy tariff, and that is something that I have to explain, because there was a news item with it recently, and a number of persons approached me asking, and there's some confusion. It seems as if a number of persons are equating the tariff to what you get at customs. It's not anything related to customs. The price that you pay for utility service are usually referred to as tariff. So you have an electricity tariff, a water tariff. The other misunderstanding, persons think that they will be paying SKELEC for putting solar panels on the roof. Actually, it's the reverse. If you put solar panel on your roof and you supply electricity into the grid, SKELEC will be paying you for that energy that you put into the grid. So I hope that I clear up that issue, and we are working on that. We want to bring it to fruition. We implement the renewable energy tariff. If you have been listening to the news recently, you would have heard the minister spoke about the geothermal, where he said he's looking to develop geothermal, interconnect St. Kitts and Nevis, and export the excess to neighboring islands. So that is something that we're looking at. We also have the wind farm that we are negotiating, and the solar farm, which has been in the news for some time now with the crash.
So I see that the department is being busy. They're gearing into a lot of new projects, and we would like to offer our support at SKELEC in partnering with the energy unit to always have cleaner energy to our customers, as our customer safety as well is our number one priority. As Mr. Brown mentioned earlier, is that for the vehicles, we're trying to move forward to get electrical vehicles, and for the stoves, they're trying to have electrical stoves. So those are simple things that we can start gearing to, possibly the electrical stove first. That's something that we can continue gearing to having more homes, to as a starting step to having cleaner energy. And we will also encourage persons, if you have any questions or anything, please reach out to the energy unit. The director, Mr. Brown, and the officer, they are very, very approachable. So if you see them, be like, hi, I would like to ask you a quick question. I have this concern, let me ask you. And if you have any questions about the tariff Mr. Brown mentioned, please reach out to them possibly. What's the number they can call?
1466 467 1466. That's the correct number.
And feel free to ask Mr. Brown or Mr. Frank. They will be sure to answer your questions, and if you need any more information, they will be able to set up a meeting with you. And look out for their wonderful website. We'll be ready to see that wonderful website for the many questions, and if you have any suggestions of we like you to add this, we like you to add that, they'll be open to your suggestions. As we close, is there anything you would like to end off with saying at this time?
I would like to invite the general public to participate in our activities for Energy Month. Attend the church service, attend the fair when we are having it, and any other activity, participate in the jingle for those persons who are inclined to be creative, and any other activity that they see that they could participate in. I would encourage them to participate.
I will also like to encourage persons to participate in the walk, because it's partnering with the Diabetes Association, so we want you to be healthy. I will also encourage persons to partake in the soca size. It's at SKELEC's parking lot, and we're Caribbean people like our soca. So come out, get a little sweat. You're going to feel good when you're finished. And in closing, I would like to encourage persons to come on out on Saturday and come to SKELEC's parking lot and get your health check. Remember, we have temperature checks, blood pressure check, body mass index check. We have medical counseling, heart exams, breast exams, and glucose level checks. So come on out. It starts at 10 to 2 p.m. We're not turning back anybody, and it's absolutely free. So we'll see you there with our lovely bright faces, and if you have any questions, we'll be sure to answer you. Do have a wonderful day. I remember it's Breast Cancer Awareness Month. Bye.
PowerTalk is the first and third Wednesday of every month. Tune in at 9:30 a.m. on ZYZ Radio for the latest information on what's happening at SKELEC. Learn more about doing business with SKELEC and the services that they offer. PowerTalk, powered by SKELEC.
Isn't it great when your experience pays off? Finally, drivers 50 years and over can enjoy the benefits of their years of driving experience. With Beacon's 50 Plus plan, you can expect a hassle-free sign-up, affordable fixed rates, and free windscreen cover with your car insurance. Call Kane Agencies Limited at 465-3333 or log on to beacon.co.tt and get driving today.
Mommy, remember you told me if I pass all my exams, you would buy me a brand new laptop computer, a cell phone, and a PlayStation 4? Well, here are the results.
Wow, son, you did great. But where can I find all these stuff at affordable prices?
Smart Electronics, Mommy. They have stuff for the entire family. They have washing machines, cell phones, tablets, refrigerators, TVs, blenders, irons, microwave ovens, Bluetooth speakers, and much, much more. And they are located at Port Zante opposite the food court.
Wow, but son, where did you get all these information?
My friend told me, and he also told me if you buy them somewhere else, they won't last.
Is that so?
Yes, Mommy, so I don't want you to buy them anywhere else but Smart Electronics.
Okay, son, get dressed. We're going down to Smart Electronics.
No need to go to St. Martin anymore. We have everything available right here in St. Kitts. And remember, we have only one store in St. Kitts, and we are located at Port Zante opposite the food court. Smart Electronics, way to live a smart life.
Girl, you got some animals on here killing me. They would not keep out me yard. Can't even get food from your own garden. I'm trying to save to buy some fencing, but they're very expensive, and the cheaper ones won't keep the donkeys out.
You haven't heard that we have our very own fence manufacturers right here in the Federation, and their prices are better than any place else. JMF Fencing in Long Point, Nevis. Joe bought some heavy fence from them that's keeping out the big animals for the same price as other places.